Welcome to the CX Live Dialogues. I'm delighted to have with us today Mark Peters, the co-founder of CX Experts. Mark is a senior CX and AI solutions leader specializing in Zendesk and intelligent automation. With 35 years plus experience in enterprise CRM and service transformation, Mark helps organizations harness AI to modernize customer support, optimize operations, and drive scalable growth, delivering measurable impact across complex environment and high-growth digital businesses. Welcome, Mark. It's a pleasure to have you join us today.
Thank you, Ayesha. It's a pleasant pleasure to join. Thank you.
Now, Mark, currently the Middle East is investing heavily in digital transformation and AI. From your experience, what does good AI-driven customer experience actually look like in practice?
Well, it's a funny thing. I think everyone's talking about AI today, as you know, and from our experience, what we see is that AI must remove friction and not add additional layers. So a key thing is you want to get to faster resolution, smarter routing, and consistent customer service across all channels. So the best results come, we find, when AI handles volume and predictability and frees the human agents to focus on complexity and delivering the empathy that end customers expect. So we would say CX maturity means measured outcomes. It doesn't mean AI features.
Indeed. Now, clearly, there's a lot of thinking going behind this. How should organizations strike that right balance between automation and the human touch you just mentioned, especially in high expectation regions like the Middle East?
So I think one of the first things to have in mind is to start with customer intent and not start with technology. A lot of people are coming in thinking that I've got to do something with AI just because that's what everyone's talking about. But if you haven't got the right grounding and the right framework and the right starting point, you're not going to get anywhere good. So we would suggest, starting with automating frequently asked questions. It's a simple starting point, as long as you've got the right knowledge and that's all been collated in the right way. Start with automating status updates or repetitive requests. Those three items can all be handled quite quickly with the right systems in place. Then you keep the humans for emotional moments, dealing with things where a customer might be particularly unhappy about something and you need some form of escalation. And AI is not really going to handle that particularly well at the moment. High value interactions, you really want to make sure that humans are available to deal with those, so that the AI is taking away the regular run-of-the-mill things and leaving that time for those human agents. And then complex journeys, so things which are difficult to automate 100% of the way through. You let the AI or the bots or the channel at the front, you let them deal with some of that initial routing and getting the basic information triage, and then you hand it over to an agent with all of that context for the agent to deal with the more complex part at the end of the journey. This is where platforms like Zendesk allow AI and humans to work side by side, but not in silos. And we think that that's the really important thing, is having it all grounded within one system and moving on from there.
Indeed. Now, once again, omnichannel is no longer optional. What are the biggest mistakes companies make when trying to deliver seamless CX across channels?
So that's a good question. It's been around for a while, actually. We see a lot of technology and a lot of companies deploying what we call multi-channel, which is where you add lots of channels, but you don't unify them. So omnichannel, in our words and our language, in Zendesk language, is about having an agent having access to the conversation across all those channels in a nice, clear pane of glass, so that they can interact with end users knowing the whole story, not just the part that's happened either through a voice channel, if they're on voice, or text or email or messaging or WhatsApp or web interactions. So we think that's really important, is unifying the channels through and giving agents an omni-channel view. So common issues that we can see is disconnected data. So you have data across disparate sources. You're building data models to feed a specific channel or a particular piece of technology, which then means it's not integrated back into that single pane of glass. Inconsistent service levels. So if you're not monitoring and checking and managing QA across all of your interactions, so you're going to end up with inconsistent service levels. And repeated customer efforts. So if a customer has to explain themselves multiple times when they come in across these different channels. Success, we find, comes from a single pane of glass, one customer view, a single set of routing logic. So regardless of the channel you come through, you get to the right person or the right technology to deal with your issue, and you don't have to repeat yourself. And then again, one reporting layer, so you can get really clear reports and statistics on what's going on, and then you can analyze that and see, identify trends, identify potential product issues or training issues before they become a bigger problem. Technology should be simplifying operations, not complicating them.
Definitely. And in that same context, how do you feel AI is changing the role of the customer service agent in particular, rather than replacing it?
Yeah, that's another good one. I mean, I think I like to look back at the days when industry started becoming automated. So you started getting machines and engines doing things that people used to do. So what happened was the people started managing the systems, the engines, the machinery. So the roles didn't go away; they just became different roles. And we see that as the same thing in customer service. So agents are becoming some of the decision makers, the problem solvers, the relationship builders, rather than dealing with the day-to-day simple queries. They're actually managing how some of those queries, because generally frontline agents often have a lot of the knowledge. They're the real experts in how to deliver customer service. So why wouldn't you want that experience going into how systems are set up and what responses are being given? So we think that's really important. And where AI assists it, so AI can then assist with suggested responses. So knowledge resurfacing knowledge that's already in the knowledge base, and then maybe helping with next best actions. And again, the agents of today who've got all of that experience, they can help with setting up how that AI works. The result is faster onboarding, higher agent confidence, and better customer outcomes.
Certainly. Finally, what should CX leaders in the Middle East prioritize over the next 12 to 24 months to stay competitive?
So we would say AI readiness before AI deployment. So just going fast to try and get something up and running is not necessarily, it's the reason why something like 95% of AI projects have an element of failure in them. So AI readiness, and what do we mean by that? Making sure you've got access to the core data that you need for AI to be giving relevant and correct answers. And making sure you've got the right guardrails in place, because just letting AI loose on information where there might need to be a certain level of governance over who can get to see what or who gets what response, you need to make sure that you've got those two things in place before your AI project's going to be successful. So data quality and integration are obviously part of that. It's really, really important. So then you also need to make sure that you've enabled your workforce, right? So any project is not just about tools, it's also about helping with training and making sure that the expertise is delivered across your whole team. And we think it's really important that you're going to get measurable ROI from your investments, right? There's no point just going with an AI project, it costing millions of dollars and ending up with a $1 return, so you're down a whole load of money. It's got to deliver measurable ROI. And then I think for customers, they want to be working with partners who can do the whole thing, and understand the whole environment from the CX space. So partners who can design, deploy, and run the CX and not just sell software.
Thank you, Mark. It's been a pleasure to have you join us today, and we really look forward to meeting you at the Customer Experience Live Show in Dubai in April. Until then, stay safe.
Thank you, Aisha, and we're really looking forward to being there and to meeting you there as well. Thank you.
Indeed. Take care. Bye.